guys, good morning. This is Kaushik and welcome back to another video. So this video I am shooting after 7 long months after the Durga Puja video with my friends and Subhajita. There's been no other videos till now. I'm very sorry for that. So yeah, so after 7 months, today it's going to be a long journey. So we are going to explore few different parts of Northern Ireland. So I'll tell about it later when we go along. And right now the time is 5:45 and we have a bus around at 6:45. So we are right now 4 people, all of us we are roommates over here. So we'll be taking the cab from our home to city center and from there we have the bus. Let's go. Chalo 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 chalo. आहा यही तो चाहिए लाइट জ্বলবে हाँ 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 लाइट জ্বলতে दो লাগিয়ে দাও It's a beautiful morning. দেখে নিছো তো লকটা ও আবে তো বড় গাড়ি জায়ান্ট গাড়ি দিয়েছে আমরা সামনেই বসে যাতে রেখি আর কজন হচ্ছে বেরিয়ে পড়লাম তোর কৌশিক ঘর
10:30 থেকে সেরিমনিটা ধর 2:30 অবধি 4 ঘন্টা বিভিন্ন ওই পার্ট ভাই আমাদের
finally reached. So finally we have reached city center. From there we have to take the bus. It's quite cold. আরাম লাগছে কই চিরুদা কই
ওই যে আমরা লাস্ট টাইম গেছিলাম এই যে এখান থেকে বাস
এইগুলোই
ওটা মানে প্যাডি ব্যাগন আছে
ওটা হ্যাঁ ওটা প্যাডি ব্যাগন
কিন্তু বলে আয় বড়া
হ্যাঁ
আমি বলেছি
চিরুদা ছিল আচ্ছা তোমাদের ইন্ট্রোডিউস করে দিই অরিন্দম দা Subhajit da you have seen from the Durga Puja video চিরুদা চলো যাই ওইদিকে
নেট প্রিন্টটাই আমার লাস্ট
নেট প্রিন্ট অফ দিয়ে এসছি নেট প্রিন্টে অনেক করে এসছি
আমি অনেক করি
নেট প্রিন্টের মালিকটা বেশ মজাদার
হ্যাঁ মজাদার
এই সামনের গলিটা আর লেফটে সেন্ট প্যাট্রিকস শো লাগানো
কাজই চলছে সবে থেকে আমি আয়ারল্যান্ডে কাজই চলে এটা অনেকটা হয়ে গেছে আগে এই সপ্তাহটা
Giant causeway.
That's the deer now.
This right here?
Yeah. Coming up. Yeah. Are you going to Titanic?
Another 2 minutes. Okay. 49 should be 4. We have to pick up 2 more. Introductions first. My name is Sean. I'm your guide today. And our driver's name today is Robert. And we're lucky to have him. He's the best in the business. He almost never crashes. So before I run through our itinerary for the day, I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about Dublin. So Dublin is by far the largest city in Ireland. About 1/3 of our population lives here, about 1.5 million people from a total of just over 5 million in the Republic of Ireland. It was founded by Vikings in 841 AD, where the River Liffey met the River Poddle. They formed a settlement there, and this junction of the two rivers formed a dark pool, the Gaelic word for dark pool was Dublin, and this later became anglicised to Dublin as we know it today. It was established in Dublin in 1759, and Arthur Guinness was so confident of his investment that he signed a 9,000-year lease at the time. So there's still almost 8,700 years left to go on that lease. We're just going to bring you guys to a service station, so this will just be an opportunity for you guys to get a little breakfast, maybe a little coffee, and if you want some snacks to keep you going throughout the day. So there is no dedicated lunch stop on this tour. But there are food facilities at the Giant's Causeway. But if you would rather bring your own snacks, then this would be a good opportunity to do so. And I'll talk to you guys again as we cross the border at 8 a.m. Waiting on buses unnecessarily. Also, the more that we stick to schedule just means the more free time we'll have at the causeway and dark hedges, etc. And that's where you're really going to want those extra few minutes. So for any U2 fans that we may have on the bus, we will be leaving at 8:55. If you still haven't found what you're looking for, we will have to leave with or without you, and it will be difficult for you to find us as we will be going deep into the countryside where the streets have no name. But it shouldn't be an issue. We have just over 20 minutes. If anyone has any questions for me, I'll be right outside the bus.
So finally we have reached Northern Ireland. We are right now in Northern Ireland. So this is our first stop. We have got here to get some breakfast and stuff. And yeah, the break is of 20 minutes as our guide has mentioned. So we'll stop here for 20 minutes and we'll stop here 20 minutes and then we'll leave. This is our bus at the back. মজা লাগছে
পুরোপুরি মজা লাগছে
এই behind subway চালু আছে চালু আছে everything is here is in pounds, no more euro over here. Important things first. Pounds. All in pounds. So we took the look and took a few snacks and drinks from here, and the sun is too much. I hope this stays. We don't want rain anymore. And yeah, so see you next on the road. Back on the bus.
Alright, so guys, welcome back. Service station was extremely busy today, so understandable we're just a few minutes late leaving there today, but it shouldn't be a problem, and you should be pretty well on schedule today. So I hope everyone was able to get what you were looking for at the service station. Whatever that may be, whether that be carbs, protein, fats, nicotine, alcohol, cocaine, whatever you guys need to get you going in the morning. Hopefully you're all wide awake now, ready for a long day of touring. For some of you, that may have been your first experience with a Northern Irish accent. And just to clarify for anyone that's wondering, yes, that was English that they were speaking. They just do it in a slightly different way. It's especially noticeable in their vowel sounds, especially their O's. There's a phrase that's used to teach proper enunciation in English that goes how now brown cow. And in Northern Ireland it sounds like hi noi Brian Coy. It can sound a little aggressive at times when they're saying hi, how are you? They generally don't say that. They'll say, what about you, mucker? Which can sound vaguely like a threat, but they don't mean it that way. They're very nice people, really. To make the point that Belfast was entering into a new peaceful era and wants to lead by example. The Clintons still very much involved in the ongoings in Northern Ireland, and Hillary Clinton has just recently been named the Chancellor of Queen's University here in Belfast. Some famous Belfast residents over the years have included Van Morrison, one of the great blues and soul singers. His voice makes him sound like he's from the Mississippi Delta, but he's from right here. When he was a child, his father worked on the docks here, and he would bring him back all the latest records from Memphis and Chicago, and they would have a profound impact on a young Van Morrison. George Best, one of the greatest football players of all time, is also from here. He has his own airport named after him here in Belfast, and he represented both Northern Ireland and Manchester United in football. Cranes, we should get a glimpse as well of the Titanic Museum. A beautiful modern museum that was built to resemble the hull of 4 ships, although some people claim it more closely resembles the iceberg that sank the ship. And also as we're passing, we'll be able to see Cave Hill, which is the inspiration for Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. So Cave Hill resembles a giant lying on its back facing the sky. And so this is said to be the inspiration for the part of the book where Gulliver wakes up on the beach being tied down by the little people, the Lilliputians. Also from Belfast is C.S. Lewis, author of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and the Narnia books. So the forests around Belfast are said to have been the inspiration for the forests of Narnia. Right now we see those cranes and the Titanic Museum. So for anyone going to the Titanic Museum later, of course, we'll bring it straight there, and the rest of you will also get a better look at it at that time. Cave Hill is just about to come into view on our left, so we can see the highest point of it is the nose of the giant facing the sky, and again we might get a little bit of a better view of that in just a moment as we pass this factory. For now, guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction into Irish history. So I'm going to break up my history lecture into a few parts today. So first I'm just going to run through a few thousand years of history in just a couple of minutes to give you an indication as to who we are and where we come from here in Ireland. So I'm going to keep this as simple and brief as possible, running through the prehistoric period up to the arrival of the Celts, the Christians, the Vikings, and I'll finish up with the arrival of the Anglo-Normans in the 12th century. So the first signs we have of human civilization in Ireland come to us from the Mesolithic or Middle Stone Age period. And these people came over from Britain over a land bridge that would have existed at the time, and they were hunter-gatherers. So when they arrived in Ireland, the whole country was covered in a dense forest. They left very few marks on the landscape. There's very few traces even of their existence. So to a large extent, these people are very mysterious to us. The real beginning of Irish culture and civilization then comes to us from the Neolithic or New Stone Age period, which arrived relatively late in Ireland around 3500 BC. And these were the first people to begin to clear the forests. They were the first ones to introduce agriculture into Ireland. And it's also from this period that we have our earliest surviving artworks, beautiful spiral patterns in stone and then later gold. And they also had very elaborate methods of burial, most notably the passage graves. So these were large earthen mounds with passages leading to burial chambers in their centre, and they would often bury their dead as well as perform various other rituals at these graves. And the passages were often aligned with the sun and the stars, showing a much greater degree of sophistication from the people of this period. And on our right now we see the Slemish Mountain, and that's where Patrick was forced to tend to his sheep as a boy in Northern Ireland. Slemish Mountain is an extinct volcano, and this whole area as well serves as the Dothraki grasslands in Game of Thrones. For any Game of Thrones fans, you'll know what I'm talking about there. And we'll be passing a number of Game of Thrones locations throughout the day, and I'll be pointing those out, and then we'll be stopping at one of them at the Dark Hedges, and I can talk a little bit more about the production of the show here in Northern Ireland and the effects it had on the country. Okay guys, so straight ahead of us now, getting our first glimpse of the coastline. You see the Irish